Welcome to Castles to Cauldrons, where every journey starts with a little bit of magic.
Welcome to Castles and Cauldron. This is episode 6. I'm Jason Davis, your host, with Myka, Terri, and Rachel, who are my co-hosts. Before we get started today, I do want to just send out our thoughts and prayers to everybody that's been affected by the recent hurricanes. I know there's a lot going on the East Coast with recovery and just try and get back to our normal life. It's hard, but we hope we can give you some entertainment for the next 45 minutes to an hour and just get your mind off things. So today we're going to do a version of Kiss, Marry, Kill, but we're going to do it as Refurb, Keep, or Destroy. And we're going to talk about different topics within Walt Disney World that we would like to change or keep or destroy. So we'll start off with resorts, and I will let Rachel be the first person to go.
Okay, so the resort that I would refurb would be Pop Century. I just think, they could do a little bit more. And the same, the areas around the resort, I think, could do a little overhaul. And then definitely they need to thicken the walls up a little bit so you don't hear your neighbor sneezing or snoring.
Of all the places we've stayed, my kids love Pop Century the most.
I don't mind it. I just think it's the rooms are tight.
Well, we stayed there to stay on the Skyliner because I hate Caribbean Beach. Where we stayed in the pirate beds. And I was like, I'm never going back to those stupid pirate beds again. So we did Pop Century. And my husband was like, what the hell is this? Why are we here? And my kids are like, this is the best place we've ever stayed. We have to stay here every time. We were like, okay, don't think that's happening, but okay.
I'm going to agree with Terri because we stay. Pop Century is my favorite. We need something cheap and we need something to stay at, so we stay there for the Skyliner.
Mm-hmm. All the values, it's the best.
Yeah. So I mean, I can get that. Terri, what's your refurb?
My refurb is Art of Animation. And it's anything to do with the resort. It's the only time I've ever stayed there. I was 6 months pregnant in June. So it's a long walk. It was hot. The walls were thin. The rooms were tiny. The elevator had no air conditioning. So we just chose to walk up the stairs and down the stairs every time because I was afraid of getting trapped in the hot elevator while I was pregnant. And
Did you stay in the Little Mermaid rooms?
The Little Mermaid rooms, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is just not going to happen again. So mine's all PTSD related, not really resort fault, but more my fault.
I wish that they had the Little Mermaid rooms in different locations and not just in that one building.
Yeah, because someone had recommended to stay in the mermaid rooms because they said they're the best ones. You'll like those. Excuse me. But yeah, after we did that, like I said, Florida in June, being pregnant, everything. I was like, we're not redoing this part of this trip ever again. So that's mine.
I like art too. I've only stayed in Little Mermaid once, so I have only lived that terror the one time. We always stay at a family suite though. Myka, what's yours?
So originally mine was Pop Century. So I'm going to get a different one. I put Old Key West because I feel like it's definitely overdue for some refurb and stuff. I know it definitely feels a lot older and stuff. Some of the rooms and stuff, if you can get some of those DVC rooms and those bigger suites and stuff, they're really nice. They have room, but I just feel like it needs to be updated.
I was thinking about putting that on my list altogether, whether it was refurb or destroy. I really was thinking about it, but I like the theme of it. I haven't stayed there in a while, but I went over and met Jerry a couple weeks ago and had dinner there. I just love the ambiance, love the feel of it. So I was just like, that's fine. I'll let it go. My refurb, I had Pop Century and Art of Animation, but they were my number 2 and number 3. My number 1 is Contemporary.
It just got refurbed.
Well, so did everything else. If we were perfectly clear, all the resorts need refurb because they all look the same on the inside and they're getting real. I don't want that. I want every room to have that feel that you're in a Pop Century room or a French Quarter room or something like that. While Contemporary has a good theme of Incredibles, I don't like that theme in Contemporary. I feel like that's a value resort theme, but you're staying at a deluxe Magic Kingdom loop resort. So refurb it back to something that fits Magic Kingdom more so than The Incredibles.
Agreed.
My daughter hates the Incredible Rooms, and I'm staying there next week.
I'm sorry.
In the garden wing, not even in the tower. But I'll take it.
Yeah, I would still stay there. I will
She
say
would.
that because it's contemporary. I mean,
Right.
It's an original resort, but I just don't like the Incredibles theme. Rachel, we'll go back to you for destroy.
All-Star Sports. I know that they just refurbed and they got rid of the full-size beds and they went to the Queens. It's just like the last one that I ever book, and I feel like it's people's last resort that has availability, and it's just so far from everything else. And honestly, like, unless you're like a huge sports person, I don't think the theming really goes with Disney.
We're staying there in November. Mainly because we were able to get that good promo that came out with where we upgraded to the Hopper tickets for free, and it saved us almost $1,000. So we switched from All-Star Movies to All-Star Sports just for the savings. So that's the only reason we're staying.
Terry, what's your destroy?
I'm going to destroy the Contemporary.
What?
Because besides location and the fact that it smells really good on the inside, it's dated, it's old. It does, like, you see like the beautiful Grand Floridian, and you see like the Polynesian, and then there's just like this concrete monstrosity. So I like the fact that monorail runs through it, and that's really cool and stuff. I just feel like it needs a whole external and internal refurb to match the grandeur of everything else around it. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, like as far as rooms go or, bed size or anything. I just think it's a big, ugly blob at the front gate almost of Disney World. So I feel like it could just be modernized a little bit.
I cannot get behind that. I just can't. Like, I understand what you're saying. I just can't accept it. Like, no.
And some people love it for nostalgia's sake too, because it does look like that kind of like Futureland, thing that Walt was really into. So I feel like if you do change the shape and look of it, then you're going to have a lot of pushback from some people too. So it serves a purpose, but for my purpose, we'd make it prettier.
Yeah, I just don't know what to say. I didn't think anybody would say contemporary to destroy it. Okay. Myka, what is your destroy?
Coronado Springs.
Mm.
I just feel like it's so spread out. There's so many different types of rooms and stuff there. And like, I don't know. I don't love it. I don't feel like there's very good theming there. I feel like they could do a lot more with that, or all of that space. They could do something else with that entire space.
Are you talking about the outer buildings, like the casita buildings, or are you talking about the main tower?
I mean, in general, the whole thing, but mostly those, like the outer buildings and stuff. Yeah, like the casitas and stuff. Like, I feel like there could just be so much more that could be there, and they could just do a whole lot better with that space than what they did.
I like Coronado Springs, but I can see it serves its purpose for like more conferencey kind of things and less vacation, So I could see your point of the theming is just not as immersive.
Yeah. All-Star Sports was
else.
my number one, so I had to go with number two, and I didn't have a number three. So
I just don't like the 4 bus loops.
Yeah.
I just think that like if you get on like the first stop, it's like you're waiting at least 15 minutes before you're on the road to get to the park.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's my biggest gripe with a lot of those big, like all the moderates besides French Quarter, and then like Old Key West and Saratoga, having all those bus stops before you get to go to your park. So All Stars were my number one, all 3 of them. So I'm obviously not going to be using that one. I'm going to kind of do a 2 for her, if y'all let me.
No.
Okay, I'm still going to do it.
Of course. What are they?
The 2 DVC towers that they've well, I won't say recently, but the Island Tower at Polynesian and Bay Lake Tower at Contemporary. I just think
Why?
Bay Lake doesn't look like, it doesn't have that feel of Contemporary. It doesn't match at all. While they're doing the shapes, it's a circle versus a triangle. It just doesn't match each other. And then the Island Tower, that new thing, is just looks like a Holiday Inn. And I don't like the big towers rising from the grounds so close to a theme park like that, where you don't have theming so much into it. I'm that much of a loyalist. So, Rachel, back to you for keep.
The yacht club. just one of my favorites. I'm staying there next month. Love Stromerlone Bay, and I just love the masculine feel of the just the aesthetics of it and the location.
That all that right there has a great location, like
Yeah.
Boardwalk, beach, and yeah, I love them all. Just if you want to go to 2 parks. Terri, what's your keep?
The Polynesian and the bungalows.
Oh, someone's fancy.
I mean, if you're gonna stay close to Magic Kingdom, you might as well feel like you're in Hawaii at Disney World. I mean, it's hard to beat the theming. It's pretty. I have heard the only complaint is that it's loud with the honking of the boat as it comes across. But as someone who's never stayed there, I can't confirm that. But I think I'd be willing to try it just in case.
I would be willing.
I'll come
for
stay with you.
$4,000, yeah.
Like if we could just
Come on. Every time I propose that one to my husband, it's an immediate, like, really? So one of these days we'll make it.
Myka, what's your keep?
Animal Kingdom Lodge, mainly just because I think it's beautiful and I love animals. So I think it would just be really cool. I know it's kind of out there and kind of far away from things, but it's just gorgeous and beautiful. And if I could, wake up every day and walk outside and see a giraffe or a zebra, I would be very happy. So I would keep Animal Kingdom Lodge. Polly was my number one. So
Yep. I think you made a great choice.
The only thing I don't like about Animal Kingdom is how far it takes you to walk if you're in one of the end rooms. Like, it's just such a long walk. My keep is French Quarter. So I'm going to be the non-deluxe person and we'll be more in tone with our listeners that have lighter wallets.
Did I say I've ever stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge? No.
I'm trying to get Rachel to pay for the bungalow.
I think French Quarter, moderate, since all the big moderates have all those buzz loops, French Quarter just feels so intimate and it feels like you're walking in the streets in the French Quarter and everything. So it's nice. And then you have the boat ride to Disney Springs. My first trip to Disney as an adult, we stayed at French Quarter. Good memories there, but just love it.
And they have beignets.
Mm-hmm.
And they have beignets and they have good
The
drinks.
theming's really pretty.
It's the smallest resort, which I love.
Yeah.
Because it does have that intimate feel.
And as someone who hates New Orleans, I love the French Quarter because it's everything New Orleans is not. It's clean, doesn't smell bad, but it's still got all the beautiful, buildings and everything. So it's the best of all the world.
Next topic, attractions. So Terri, we'll start with you.
I don't know if I'd refurb it because it's not my favorite, but I always have to go on it. So I'm trying to think how I would refurb it. But it's the safari. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to keep it because there's other ones, other rides I want to keep. But
What would you
maybe
change about it? Because what would you change about it? Because each ride is obviously like different because of the animals. So like,
maybe if they like let you feed a giraffe or something, or
Because when Animal Kingdom opened, didn't they have like a whole show with it where like you were being chased by poachers and like it was like a whole thing?
You were going after the poachers that were killing Little Red, if I remember right. It was little
Right,
baby
yeah.
elephant.
There was like a whole theme to the safari that you did, and like they kind of changed that a little. They definitely changed it because
They
now
took
it's
it
just
complete
about
out. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe if they did something like that, Terri, where it was a little more action filled and you had a story behind it.
I don't know, because one of my favorite things about the safari, and my husband and I talk about this with the kids and stuff, is that you really, you don't feel like you're bothering the animals. Like, the animals aren't the show because you want them to feel as natural as they can because, obviously, we're not in Africa. And, we talk about, this might be the only time our kids see, a black rhino or something like that. So it's better to see it, instead of in a zoo where it's in a enclosure almost. It's almost like the fact that you're just seeing them be them. And so maybe more animals is how I would refurb it. Maybe make it longer, get to see more things. But I just think it's you don't feel like you're invading if you don't see a certain animal that day, you just don't see it. Your ride misses it. And they don't entice them to come out or anything like that would interfere with how the animal actually, you feel like they're healthy, they're happy, they're as natural as they can be within an enclosed environment. So I think Disney does a great job with that. So my refurb would be feed giraffes and bring out more animals for us to see.
What if they did a nighttime safari?
That would be awesome.
I've been
They
on
do
it at
have that.
Do they
nighttime.
do that? I thought they did that.
I've been
They
on.
got-
Animal Kingdom Lodge, right? You do it there.
No, I've done
No,
the
they-
actual Kilimanjaro safari at nighttime.
Yeah, they installed all these LED lights that make it look like dusk, and you could ride it at night. So it was a different, like it wasn't the full safari, but then they got rid of it when they got rid of Rivers of Light and that whole nighttime package that they did.
Maybe they
So-
should be like night vision goggles.
That's what they do at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Disney does it all apparently.
They do.
It's a good
Besides the
problem
light
to
stuff.
have.
All right, Myka, what's your refurb?
My refurb is the Three Caballeros in Mexico.
Let me
And
guess,
that
Coco?
would be to Coco theme. Yes, I've always been on this train of I wanted that change. It makes sense for it to be that way there. I know, Jason, you want things to not have like IPs on them in Epcot, but we're already there with Remy and Frozen, so we might as well go the rest of the way with Mexico. But that's mine, the Three Caballeros in Mexico, because I feel like Coco would just fit so well there since they already have so much of that stuff in the Mexico pavilion.
See, now I got to choose what I want to do for refurb because no one's gotten any of mine. My number one was Carousel of Progress, though. I know it's more of a show than an attraction, but it's so much of a people eater,
Mm-hmm.
and you do get to ride it, so it's it's
And
an
there's
attraction.
never a wait really, other than just waiting for it to turn for you to get up on.
No, but with everything in the present day or future scene, whatever it's called, it's all past now. Like no one's like actual VR glasses and all that stuff. Give it some love. It just needs help.
Yeah.
It's my favorite attraction in Magic Kingdom, so that's mine. Rachel,
Buzz Lightyear Ranger Spin.
that one I have. That was my number 2.
That was your number 2.
Yeah.
I enjoy the ride. I just wish it was more accurate so I don't get annoyed when I'm aiming at something and then it doesn't take.
More like Disneyland's version.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you can take Disneyland's scoring method with the different shapes and then the gun being able to pull out, it'd make it a great game. Because the only thing that Disney Worlds could bring over to Disneyland's was the camera, and they just installed new cameras this week. 100% behind you. All right, Terry, what's your destroy?
Had a bunch. But you know what I'm going to destroy? And I think it's being destroyed, and it probably is, no one's going to like me. The steamboat in Magic Kingdom.
The Liberty Bell.
The whole steamboat
Yeah.
thing. It's
Yeah.
Liberty
hot.
Bell.
It's loud. I don't like it.
Going away.
So
Getting your wish.
yeah, so it's going away. I just, like I said, it's just slow. I ride it because the kids want to ride it, but it's always just hot and in the sun and boring. So, but it serves a purpose.
It's
You
a nice
know.
time to relax.
Yeah. Take a
Yeah.
Well,
nap.
it was
down.
either that or Tower of Terror because I don't do drop downs, and I figure I'll get less hate for killing the steamboat.
She's not a rides person.
Have
Yeah.
you been on Disney internet lately with everybody hating the fact that they're getting rid of the steamboat? I think you're
Like,
getting
don't
equal
tell
hate either way.
Allison. She literally said she was gonna change
herself.
herself.
Yeah.
Well, oh well, we'll see how it goes. Do they
Myka,
really
what's-
like it though, or do they just like it because it's always been there? They hate change.
I think that's it. I think it's that. I think it's always been there. I like it because it does add that motion to that area and gives you a little bit more depth to the land. But at the same time, you're putting cars in there where there's going to be motion. So I've made my peace with it. Myka, what's your destroy?
I feel like I'm not gonna get any hate for this. Mission Space. It can go away and never come back. I hate that ride so much.
I
Do you
it.
like that ride?
I do.
I don't get motion sick or anything, and I got so sick the last time I rode that. And it wasn't like immediately on the ride. It was like 10 minutes after I got off the ride. I got so sick after riding it, and I was just like, never again. I feel like they could do so much more there, do something else, do a better ride. I don't know. Just it could go away, and I don't know. If it broke down and never opened back up, I wouldn't be sad.
And I wouldn't be sad if they got rid of it, but I do like the ride. I don't ride it every time.
Do you ride
So
the
that's-
orange side or the green side?
What do you think?
The
I'm not
orange.
a pansy. I don't ride that green.
Well,
So
we made the
orange.
mistake and did orange, and I definitely regretted it because it was only a 5-minute wait.
See, that's the good thing. No one wants to do orange, so it's a 5-minute wait. You get on the ride real fast. You go through it. It's good.
Yeah.
Then you have the rest of the day to recoup.
Do you know that they have wider trash bins so people can throw up in easier?
Yes.
Oh,
Fun
I,
fact.
I can see that because we walked straight from Mission Space over to Test Track, and we were in line for Test Track, and thankfully there was a storm that came through and everything was shut down, so I could sit down because I thought I was going to die. Like, it was really terrible.
Of course, it's the only attraction that gives you barf bags. My destroy is the flying carpets.
You made Rachel have to change hers.
Second one. I'm good. I have a second one. But that was my number 2.
Okay. I 100%. I was thinking about which rides do I want to destroy, and I never even thought of Remy and Frozen and those guys back there. They're good rides though. That's the thing, is I like the rides, so I don't necessarily want to destroy them. I just don't want to put them where they're at. Flying carpets though create such a bottleneck in Adventureland that it just needs to go away. If you want to ride a spinner, you got 2 Dumbos sitting over there. Go get on Dumbo. There's never a wait. Flying carpets, 100%. Rachel.
Tomorrowland Speedway.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I had that for
terrible.
Refurb.
You had that for Refurb?
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate the smell of it. I hate that the cars don't go, like, they all need alignments. And I
Or
understand,
you
like,
just need to learn to drive.
thanks. I drive in Philly. I'm pretty good at it.
We're not all lucky enough to have a car that drives us.
Oh, touche.
Yes. So that was
Jason.
my refurb, was make it electric, and you get rid of the smell, and it's going to be nicer and cleaner, and you could let the car drive itself.
Like, I understand the appeal for kids to drive it because it's like, they can't drive a car. But like, as an adult, like, just get rid of it.
It takes up a lot of space. Like that, I feel like that's a lot of things. Like, it takes up a lot of space.
Even my kids say it's boring. Like,
Right.
they say, like, you should be fun for kids to drive a car. But even my kids, like, after the first time each of them rode it, they were like, yeah, we don't have to go that down. We can walk by that one.
Yeah.
I think our speedway is horrible. It's just always in the sun. It's always hot. Disneyland's Autopia, with the shade that you're mostly in the entire time, I like it better. It is slow and everything. I mean, I do agree. If they get rid of it, it's fine. I do want to take Travis on it. Terri, your keep.
My keep is Flight of Passage. Because as a non-ride rider, I can ride that one and not get motion sickness, not get the heebie-jeebies from going up and down and drops and spins, even with the 3D glasses. So I feel like it's my favorite one. We have to do it no matter what. If there's a line, we have to do it. We try to get, lightning lanes and all that stuff, but it's a must do. So we have to keep it.
Michael?
My keep is Cosmic Rewind because I feel like I could just ride that all the time, and it's so fun. And I don't know, I could just do it over and over and over. I feel like I've stayed in Epcot over here. Just get rid of Mission Space, but keep Cosmic Rewind.
I've only done it once, so I can't really I like it. I love it. I mean, the one time I've done it, I want to ride it again, but just need to go to Disney World and ride it again. Maybe after HHN.
I can only do like once a day because I will get sick from it.
That's what my husband said.
Yeah. But
He
I
likes
do
but he's
enjoy
like,
it.
Yeah.
It was worth the hype. Very much worth the hype.
Yeah.
My keep is Muppets.
Muppets.
Yeah, I know it's a show
You're
again.
a Jim Henson guy?
I
am
thought
Jim
that
Henson.
I thought that would be in our show section.
Well, I mean, I was thinking like live shows when I did shows, like actual people. So
You mean like
that's-
Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah,
like
like Beauty and the
live show?
Beast and
Okay.
that type of stuff.
Mhm.
So Muppets. I mean, it's the only Muppets attraction there is. So I just love it. It's great.
It's good when it's hot. And
It
it's
is.
always entertaining. The kids always love it. And you need a break from standing in the sun.
And it's Jim's last performance as Kermit. So
It's a good lightning lane throwaway.
you don't throw away a lightning lane on the Muppets. You throw away a lightning lane on Mission Space. All right. Rachel, what's yours?
Haunted Mansion. It's classic. It's my good, like, take a cool down, shut my eyes. I don't know. It's just I've always liked it since I was a kid.
I also put People Mover and Spaceship Earth. Just
Yeah.
I had Pirates of the Caribbean on mine too as my keep.
If that was in Disneyland, I like Pirates in
Yes.
Disneyland better.
Yeah.
oh show. So we're going to move to shows. Myka, what is your refurb for shows?
I don't think people are going to agree with this, but I really liked Kite Tails when it was at Animal Kingdom. I thought it was so cute and fun, and they could have done so much more with that because that space at Animal Kingdom just isn't used at all. And I just feel like they could bring something like that back or similar. And it was just fun. Like it kept Kova super entertained when we were there. And it was easy to walk in and you could bring your food and your drink and just sit there and watch it. And I don't know, we had a blast when we did it. So I felt like they could refurb that and bring it back in some way.
Burn to death in the sun.
Well, we were there in January when it was a polar vortex and it was 30 degrees that day.
Oh.
So we didn't have to worry about
Almost
being hot.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one day in Florida history when it's cold.
At the end of the week, it was 85 and we were in shorts and tank tops. So
Yeah. I never saw that show, so I'd have no input whatsoever. I just saw like all the fells of the kites falling into the crowd and whatnot.
I mean, that was like one of the, I was kind of hoping that would happen while we were there, but it didn't. So
my refurb is Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular because I like the show. I think it's great. There's so much new in stunt. You can up it now, and there's so many more of the Indiana Jones movies. Just do something. Make it a little bit more powerful for the kids to go in there and watch.
they could take a hint from the Jason Bourne show at Universal, how good that show is. Like something kind of like that. Like that show is just such a good show that Indiana Jones could be so much better if they did something like that.
Yeah, but they'd have to enclose the whole theater, and Disney's not going to spend the money on that.
No.
But I agree. Like, Stunt Spectacular is spectacular.
Yeah.
Rachel.
So I don't really think this is a show per se, but the Turtle Talk with Crush.
Show.
Oh.
That's a show? No?
I mean, Muppets is an attraction for me, so Turtle Talk can be a show.
It's an interactive show.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I think it's so fun, but I wish they could make it bigger because I always feel like there's such a wait when my kids were younger. And just, it's just kind of closed off in that little area. I just thought it was just so much fun. And whoever does like the commentary with it, like it's so on point. I just enjoy it. But the bad thing I would say is just make it a little bit bigger.
I've never done it.
Oh my God, it's
my favorite
Travis. Yeah.
Travis will love it.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we plan on taking Travis. Last few times we've been there, he was smaller enough where he wouldn't have been able to do anything, wouldn't understand. But when we did the Disney Dream and Crush came around to the tables, we loved that. So, Terri, what's yours?
Well, it was Indiana Jones, so I had to pivot. And I think I'm going to choose the Beauty and the Beast show because that was my favorite Disney movie growing up.
Wait,
that
is it the sing-along
just...
one at Epcot or the one at Hollywood Studios?
No, Hollywood Studios. Because usually my crew is in Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster Land. So it gives me and my sister, because we're the only girls. We both have 2 boys each. So it's like we're the only 2 girls in the whole group all week. So we send them off to do their thing, and we go to Beauty and the Beast and just relax and cool off. And like I said, when I was growing up, it was like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, all day, every day. So it's nostalgic. It's always pretty. I love the singing. So if I can't have Indiana Jones refurbed, I'll have Beauty and the Beast. Oh, and what do I want to refurb about it? I don't know. How do you refurb a show like that?
I don't know. You can update the costumes and
update the set, maybe. Like
update
like
projection mapping.
Set. But as like he changes from the Beast to the man, like it's so cool how they do that all on stage without like him really, it's just. So maybe we should change some costumes and some lighting and I don't know, little production changes maybe.
All right, Myka, what's your destroy?
Country Bear Jamboree.
I just came back.
I've never seen it.
I know it's new, but we watched the old version and I've seen the videos of the new one and I don't know. I don't love it. It's annoying to me. Like when we went in there and I was just like, oh, can we leave? Like I knew we just weren't not going to do that because my son was having such a good time watching it, but don't like it. And now that they're kind of changing that whole area of Frontierland to things, I feel like it could just be something else. It could be taken out and a new restaurant could be put in, or a completely different show that matches what that area is going to be.
Yeah, put
Did
a
you
restaurant
enjoy
right next to
the
a
Country
restaurant.
Bears movie?
Who
Never
did?
watched it.
Okay. Someone made me watch it and I thought it was terrible, but I thought maybe I just wasn't quote unquote Disney enough to like it.
I was going to cancel the whole podcast if you sit here and said, I love the Country Bears movie. Because I have never met anybody that actually likes that thing.
Okay, good. No, yeah.
My destroy is the Cinderella Castle stage show. Whatever it is, I just have never liked the castle stage shows.
Because it makes everyone stop right there and it's so crowded?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I like to be able to walk through the castle to get to the to Fantasyland and all that. So instead of having to walk all the way around, just let me walk through the castle.
So
Make a shortcut.
I like it because people think it's like this big deal and then they're not in line. That's my catch on
Well,
it.
So
what the
yeah,
parades are
first
for.
timers.
Yeah. Like they're like, oh, what's this? And like, I have to stop and I have to do it. And I'm like, no, you're just watching people dance. Let me go.
Yeah.
I just
And you
don't.
get like a little firework that just goes
Yeah.
off like to
Yeah.
at the end.
That looks like smoke.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can't see the firework. You just see the smoke afterwards.
Yeah.
You hear the All right, Rachel, what's your destroy?
Mickey's Fill Our Magic.
What?
I love
What?
that one.
I do too.
It's like I could do it and like I've done it like a couple times and I'm just like, yeah.
It's the
I don't know.
Beauty
It
and
has
the Beast
really
scene
good
for
air
me.
conditioning.
Yeah, I'm just
I like the smells. That's like one of my I haven't done it in a while, but I love doing it. And I went to Disneyland's. I'm like, no, you can destroy Disneyland's, but I like ours.
no, I'm just yeah, I don't care.
You're just not fun.
Yeah.
Forget it. Terry, what's your keep?
We want to destroy first.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, destroy. Sorry. I don't know where I'm at.
Because this one I hate with a passion. The Nemo show in Animal Kingdom where they're in the puppets. Or
Never
Doris.
watched that one.
I've only seen it
What?
once.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's
Finding
We-
Nemo the musical.
Yeah, is it like what is it? Finding Nemo and the
I have
Big
it up.
Blue?
Okay, Finding Nemo, The Big Blue and Beyond. Wait.
so bad.
I love that one.
Oh my God, I hate it so bad.
That has great air conditioning.
It's great air conditioning. You know, have you seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Where
Yes.
they dress up like the puppets. That's all I can think of while I'm in there, and it's not funny.
Die. I can't.
So maybe it's because I was forced to go in there with my kids and I wasn't in the mood. But I looked at my husband. I was like, "We gotta leave. What is this?" But it's short. It's air conditioned. It's great for children. But I would kill it if I had to kill something.
All right, Myka, what's your keep?
Festival of the Lion King. I think it is the best show. It's so good. We have to watch it every time we're there. Like if we
I
don't
agree.
do if
Yeah.
we don't do anything else in the Animal Kingdom besides like Flight of Passage, which I think we have to do, like we have to see the show. And it's just and we haven't been since they've brought everything back, you know, after the pandemic. So last time we were there, they didn't have the flying birds or the tumbling monkeys. So I'm really excited to go in November and get to see the whole show again.
I haven't seen the show since it was in Camp Mickey and Minnie.
Oh, you have to see it.
You don't have to see it every
I'm
time you
very
go.
intrigued
No.
to see what your keep
So good.
show is.
I mean, I liked it the time we saw it, but it's
The singing is so good. Like everything about it is just so
Yeah.
good.
y'all want to guess what my keep is?
Is it Muppet Vision 3D?
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
the rest of my keeps are Muppet Vision. I did it for everything. My keep, I have two that I put down, and I know none of y'all will put them, but they're similar. Voices of Liberty and Dapper Dans. I love them. I have to go see Voices of Liberty just about every time I'm in Epcot.
I didn't even like trigger in my brain
Yeah.
to be one of the shows.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what it is.
What?
It's in the America Pavilion
Yeah.
at Epcot, and they sing. I mean, it's great.
It's a cappella, so there's no instruments or anything like that. I grew up Church of Christ, so we didn't have instruments in our worship or anything like that. So a cappella is really big in my childhood. And when we went 4th of July, they do what they call a double cast. So they put one cast up in the top and they come out and sing, and they have the main cast on the bottom. So
Because
It's great.
don't they sing like in the area where it like echoes and stuff too in there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good reverb in that area and whatnot. It's air conditioned. You usually wait for about an hour because you have 30 minutes before the show, and then it's like a 15-minute show. So all the people are nice. They all walk around afterwards and thanks for coming. Yeah, I bet you didn't.
I'm going to put that on my list of things we have to do while we're at Epcot
Check
next
it out
month.
now.
Yeah.
Favorite song to see, if you want to YouTube it, is Battle Hymn of the Republic with the two cast from 4th of July. I walked in when we went this year for 4th of July, right as they started singing the song. So I was jaw dropped. Now that my bucket list was complete. So, Rachel, what's your keep?
The Frozen sing along. Oh, sorry, Terry.
That face.
I just think that it's just fun for kids. Frozen's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I know all the songs.
Well, and the people that host it are hilarious. Like it is so funny to go in there and do that. It was on my refurb list because I feel like it should be updated with Frozen too. But
yeah,
I've never done it.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Has Travis at least seen it though? Like, has he seen Frozen?
Yeah, he's seen Frozen.
Oh, okay.
We just haven't gone to that.
Got it.
Terry.
Well, now I was Lion King in the Frozen scene. So is this the one we can include parades? I'm looking.
Again, if Jason said that Muppet Vision 3D is an attraction, you can say that a parade is a show.
Yeah.
I was just saying the Festival of Fantasy parade.
They're singing.
If that counts as a show.
You sit down to watch it.
Yeah. Sometimes if you're lucky. But yeah, those were my two top ones that like I have to do every time we go. So now is the Festival of Fantasy because I literally my crew will go back and nap. But for the 3:00 show, I'm like, see you later. I've at least got to see it once when I'm there. So probably twice, if I'm not kidding myself. But it's just so much fun. I love the dragon. I love all the pretty costumes and the hot air balloon and the music. And it's just just kind of makes you you're in Disney World then. Like it puts you in the moment. You feel it. So that's my fave.
That's something that Disney does really well is the parades. Watching the Universal parade, it's like, okay, that's cool and whatnot, but really, that's what you did, and Disney's over here doing like a fire-breathing dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we watch it at least once a year.
You have to.
Yeah, it's good. I like the music, like you said. When they bring all the actors back and all the cast, it's really good. Restaurants. I will start with a refurb of Ohana because they just need to bring back the old way of bringing the food to you. I feel like a lot of the elements left with having people bring the food on the big skewers, and it doesn't taste the same. They're taking stuff off the menu. Just bring it back to what it was before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel?
Chef Mickey's for refurb. Like, it's such an iconic place because of the characters, and it's in the contemporary. I hate that it's a buffet. I don't like this. Like, I feel like they need to change the theming almost. Like, it feels very almost cafeteria or like, I don't know. I just
primary colors.
Yeah.
Like the red, yellow, blue just feels very early 90s cafeteria school, like you said.
Right. Yeah. So I just wish they would change the atmosphere, and maybe I know a buffet is easy to do, but I don't know.
Well, they've proven that they can do a prefix with Topolino's, so why not do a prefix?
Mm-hmm. Because I think that Chef Mickey's has a higher turnover because you're not waiting to individually cook the food.
Sure. Okay, Terry.
I would say the San Angel, if we're going to try to speak a language, because I've literally never had anything bad there. I like it, but it's so cramped and dark, and I wish they would do more of a show instead of having like people be able to ride the boat through there. I wish there would be some kind of maybe like a sit down you have to watch show, but maybe like a waterfall or something there. But literally every time we've had food there, margaritas, whatever, it's all been delicious. But you're like sitting like this, and
With a little key light.
yeah. And my husband's like, he's not a small man, he's like 6'2", and he's not tiny, so he's like. Fat guy in a little coat over here, like trying to like eat his food. So
That's me.
Or they could just play Coco the whole time you're in there.
yeah, or like something Coco on the back. I don't know. Like it's such a pretty scenery. I feel like it should be some kind of show or something there that they could do.
Well, when you go
like
to
every 30 minutes while you eat.
When you go to the West Coast, don't go to Blue Bayou then, because it's the same restaurant atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like verbatim, you have Pirates of the Caribbean floating by you, and you're sitting with a tea light. I think they even backlit their menus now. So, like, it's
but
very
it's not
dark.
good Mexican food.
No, it's good food, but it's like there's not.
Is it called the
nothing
Blue Bayou because you said the floats float by you?
like
I feel like I went a totally different direction than you guys with restaurants because we're not fancy and we don't do sit down restaurants while we're there. So I kind of went quick service.
Oh.
And I put Casey's Corner. So I just feel like it just needs to be updated a little bit. I love the food there. Like corn dog nuggets are one of my favorite things, but I just feel like it just needs to be maybe a little bit more like updated. Maybe figure out some additional seating. I don't know, something out there because there's just not a lot of space.
the
But I
problem with the
definitely
seating
went-
there is that random people come and sit down to rest. Like they
Yeah.
need to have dedicated seating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dedicated
Yeah.
seating to Casey's Corner so that when you're ordering food with your mobile order and stuff, kind of like, isn't Docking Bay 7 that way where you kind of have to like show your mobile order to go in to sit down
Yes.
or
so.
you're ordering food? I feel like if they could do something like that there, it would just be a lot better.
That's fair.
Yeah.
My other refurb was a quick service. It was Tomorrowland Terrace because it's never used. So refurb to make it useful.
Except for like the dessert parties and stuff.
Yeah. And at Christmas when they need another restaurant. My destroy is Chef Mickey. You have an Incredibles themed hotel now, and you have Mickey Mouse in the middle of this place. Like, get rid of it. And it makes that inside, that atrium so loud with all the kids yelling and whatnot. You could destroy it, or if you want to refurb it, whatever. But you could have switched Steakhouse and Chef Mickey's,
Mm-hmm.
and you could have. But destroy Chef Mickey. That's mine.
That's fair.
Rachel.
Cinderella's Royal Table. Why do you look confused?
I want an explanation.
Okay. I think it's 100% overpriced. Like
that's
especially
true.
for breakfast, a cup of coffee, 2 eggs over medium, toast, and some bacon, and you're looking at $70 for an adult. I can go to the diner for like $5.99.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's overpriced. And then just the prefixed menu part of it. I don't know. I just don't think it leaves a lot of options. And then it's so tight. And then you go up the stairs and it's like, I don't know. it's just not my favorite, but mainly because of the price. And I think it's overrated.
That's why I proposed to Bethany.
You did. And I'm just destroying it. Now I understand the look. Got it.
Bethany will kill you if she hears that.
Well, don't tell her.
Oh, she listens
Gotta
to it. You
listen to the
told her.
podcast.
I'm sorry, Bethany. We can keep it just for your memories.
Like she can point out the window and everything. Like when we're outside, it's like this is the window.
Aww.
Yeah. So
Did like the whole like restaurant like clap and cheer for you?
yes. Like we
Wait,
did it
did you
Christmas
like
week.
coordinate it with like
Yeah. Like
cheers with you?
so what?
Like, did you like tell the restaurant manager that, like you're going to propose and like the characters were around you, or no?
We did the proposal package. Or I did. Where
They
they
have a
bring it.
proposal
The
package?
proposal package?
Yeah. I don't know if they still do. They brought out
Explain.
so they bring out a glass slipper. Then you have stuff engraved on it. and they put the ring in roses in the glass slipper and bring it out for the dessert.
That's fancy and
It
so
is.
romantic.
Well thought out.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
don't think that's offered anymore.
I have the brochure somewhere still. Bethany has scrapbooked the whole thing and whatnot.
Aww.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I think the shoe says "Walk with me to eternity" or something like that, and has the engagement date on it and our names on the other side. And then they brought out dessert, which was a white chocolate slipper on a piece of cake and chocolate, like milk chocolate, something on the inside. All right. So, Terry, what's your destroy?
I'm destroying Pizzafari in Animal Kingdom because somehow we always end up there and the pizza's never good. So.
It's because you just kind of like when you go to make that like turn, you're just like, I'm just gonna go in here.
Yeah, I love the flame tree.
Mhm.
That is delicious food, but somehow we're always hungry near the Pizzafari. And of all the food in Animal Kingdom, it's just, I'm assuming frozen pizzas, which are not terrible, but like I said, there's so much good food around that I think that's why I resent eating there more.
So I love, what is it? It's Pizza Rizzo. It's the same pizza, but I know what I'm expecting when I go into Pizza Rizzo and eat. So I know I'm expecting bad pizza. But Pizzafari, I ate there once and I'm like, no, I can't do this ever again. Even though it's the same thing. So I can agree.
We only ate there because it was getting ready to rain, and we ran
See,
inside. And
no
got
one
food.
ever like goes to eat there.
I don't think I've ever eaten there.
I think the only
You're
reason
not missing anything.
Yeah, you're just missing
like
bad
it.
pizza.
Yeah,
I think
gross.
we ate there because it was a family deal and we were with some friends. So we got like a family package for a large pizza and some whatever dessert. Maybe it was a cupcakes.
Yeah, they all come with like a little like Caesar salad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like everyone usually likes pizza. So you're like, what does everyone want to eat? Everyone likes pizza. So it's usually like an easy, all right, everyone can find something here they like. So.
All right, Myka, what's yours?
So kind of along the same lines of Rachel, mine is Be Our Guest. I want it to go back to when they had quick service for lunch and stuff. It's expensive to go eat there, like $70 an adult to go there for a prefix meal. And you like kind of get to see the beast. Like, I don't know if he's back out to where you actually get to meet him now, or if he just kind of walks by and waves. But it's so expensive. And you already have Cinderella's Royal Table. I feel like you don't need a second, like, eat in a castle type thing. But if it could go back to the quick service, like where they had like breakfast and lunch and stuff, I would be more than happy to go eat there. But right now it can go away because it's just entirely too expensive.
Yeah, I can't, I can get behind that, but it's like, it's a beautiful restaurant. It's just, I can't get behind paying that much for that food.
It's very expensive. We were looking at it for our trip in November and I was like, $70 for an adult to go. Like, and like, it's what, 40 something for a kid, and my kid's gonna eat chicken tenders. I'm not gonna go pay that much money for him to just eat chicken tenders.
Yeah.
A couple times I've eaten there, I've only been in the library room. So like, it's disappointing when like there's 3 different rooms and you end up in the same room back to back.
Yeah.
So.
I've been in the wing once, and then every other time I've been in the ballroom.
I've never been in the ballroom.
I've been in the ballroom every time.
And the wing
Why
is
am
like
I the one that's in the library?
Yeah, the wing is like eating at San Angel. It's dark and it's just like
We had a table in the ballroom one time where it like snowed right beside the table and everything, and
I think that's where we sat the first time we ate there.
Yeah.
And it was Christmas, so we had a Christmas tree right behind us.
So we had like totally different experiences then.
Yeah.
That's the difference for all 3 rooms. Different experiences.
Yeah, I haven't been in the music room, whatever it is. My keep is Geyser Point.
Is that at Wilderness Lodge?
Yes, it is Wilderness Lodge. It's on.
Oh, it's outside. The wings. Yeah. Oh my God, the wings are the best.
It's all outdoor seating. It's quick service, but it's right there next to the lake. So beautiful view. If even on a hot day, there's a nice little breeze that comes through. So I like it. It's good food, not horrible pricing. Yeah, Rachel.
Flying fish over at the boardwalk.
I almost made that guess that was going to be your keep.
Yeah, once you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, like she went on a big flying fish thing a few weeks ago.
I love the flying fish. Great wine list, good food, top notch.
Terry?
I'm gonna keep Ohana after you.
Hey, I just refurbed it. I didn't destroy it.
Yeah. Just because it's great atmosphere, like you said, it's not as good as it was pre-2020. But it's kind of always the last meal we do. Like it's usually like our Friday night meal before we fly out on Saturday morning. So it's like good atmosphere, tiki drinks, good food, and then we go back to Magic Kingdom and watch fireworks for the last time or something. So it's always got a good vibe around it. So I have good memories with Ohana. So I'm gonna keep it.
Mike?
I'm going to keep Flame Tree Barbecue at Animal Kingdom because I love the mac and cheese with the barbecue on top, and we get it
best.
every time we're there. It's just so good. I know Kova eats it well too. He likes barbecue, but it's just one of those things. I think it's so good. And the pricing's not terrible. I do my mobile order, and I love to sit out on the water, like when we're out there. When Kite Tails was the thing, we would sit out there and watch Kite Tails while we ate from there because it's shaded. So, because we went to Animal Kingdom. We go twice. I think Kova and I went back and we watched the show again on a different day just by ourselves. And we sat there and watched it while eating Flame Tree Barbecue.
Nighttime shows, refurbishments. Rachel?
Refurb is Luminous, The Symphony of Us, because I just liked Epcot Forever better.
What?
No, I didn't like Epcot Forever. Which one just left?
Harmonious.
Harmonious. I liked Harmonious. Thank you. Okay. So I would say Luminous to Refurb because I liked Harmonious better.
So you want the feel of Harmonious more so without the big structures in the middle, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right. And the fact that you can kind of see it from like overall anywhere instead of like, those barges had the screen on the one side. So yeah.
Terry?
I would say Happily Ever After. Just doesn't hit like Wishes did. But it's my opinion. I also saw Wishes a lot when I was pregnant, so maybe that had a lot to do with the emotional attachment and because I don't know, I tear up and cry sometimes during the fireworks show, and I did that every time I watch Wishes, but not every time I watch Happily Ever After. So, but it's still amazing. That's why I was having such a hard time with it. I was like, I don't know which one I'm going to choose. So, we'll say Happily Ever After.
Okay, Myka.
This one was hard for me too, to kind of go through and say like refurb, because I feel like this one did just get refurbed. It's Fantasmic. I kind of feel like, I don't know, they could, I know they have characters in there that we don't normally get in shows like Moana and Pocahontas and stuff, but I just feel like maybe for Hollywood studios it could be more Pixar based or something, since they're kind of going that way for Hollywood studios, where they could do more of something along those lines, especially since they're taking Lightning McQueen away, since his last day was yesterday or the day before, when they just finished the shows on the 7th. Yeah. And I just feel like Fantasmic could just be rehearsed. I love the show, but I just feel like maybe some different changes or how they do the show could be slightly different.
I do agree with Terry though with Happily Ever After. That was my choice. It just it doesn't. It's great. I love the show. It doesn't have that hit. I really loved Wishes. I think the Tinkerbell moment in Happily Ever After is a lot better than what Wishes was.
Mm-hmm.
But Wishes with Jiminy just feels on a whole different level. And I will listen to Wishes soundtrack over and over again. So if you could find a way to fuse those two. And so Resurrect, Rachel.
Oh, Main Street Electrical Parade. 100%.
Yep.
I can't wait till they bring back something.
Terry.
I'm going to just go and second that, the Main Street Electrical Parade, because I've only seen it live once. And I was disappointed when they took it away because I was going to make it a mainstay. I liked it that much.
Myka.
Mine is kind of like how Terry said how much she loved Wishes because she was pregnant and she gets emotional with it. The very first nighttime show I ever watched with Kova by myself, him and I were in Epcot together and he was on my shoulders and I cried during it. Was Harmonious. And I just was moved by the music of everything. And he was so into it. And we just kind of happened upon a really good spot to watch it. And it was one of those things it just made me feel so good inside, and to have him there and just feel so lucky that I got to bring him there and we got to experience that together, that it just holds that special place.
Y'all are all wrong.
What's the right answer?
Spectrum Magic. If all my handles on social media, Spectro. So I've got pictures from it when I was a kid, and I love the music, the little white clown face guys. It's a good show. I wish they would bring it back. And I have the pins that they did when they destroyed the floats and costumes. They did special pins, and I got a lot of those. All right, keep Rachel.
Fantasmic. I enjoy it. It's just nostalgic. I don't know.
And you get to sit down when you watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're not in the first 6 rows to get wet, you're fine.
Unless it's the middle of the summer, then you might want to be in the first 6 rows. And you're staying on the Skyliner. Terri.
Same thing. Fantasmic. Like Myka said, they could update it a little bit. I do like Sorcerer Mickey. I do like how he conducts the entire thing. And I do like the fact that they focus on villains there, because they really don't. I guess they're going to start doing that more in Magic Kingdom if they do Villain Land or whatever. But Fantasmic is it's a great show between, like you said, the water spraying and the fire and all the characters you don't see all the time. It's very immersive, very entertaining.
Myka?
My keep is Happily Ever After. Just because I didn't really get to go to the parks when like Wishes was there. Like I didn't really get to start my like Disney adulthood until I was really into adulthood and stuff. And Happily Ever After was one of those first ones that I got to watch, and just, I don't know, it makes me happy every single time I watch it. I love it. I listen to the soundtrack to that one because I just really like it.
You need to go listen to Wishes soundtrack, because
I do.
Like, when it opens, Wishes, it's like, whoa.
I need to. I'll put that on my list tomorrow on the way to work.
Or watch it on YouTube. My keep is also Fantasmic. I mean,
I'm the
Terry
odd
said
one
it
out
best.
here.
Like, yeah, you are. I'm Sorcerer Mickey. I'm a big Sorcerer Mickey fan. So when he pops up at the end, it's always a great thing. I love watching it. On to snacks. Terri, what is your refurb for snacks? And by refurb on this, we mean like, how can you plus up a snack, or how would you change a snack to make it better?
This is the old reliable, the Mickey pretzel. It's good. I like it. They can make the cheese that comes with it better. You know, it's good, but it's not great. I still get them. They're not bad enough not to get. They're just, they could be elevated a little bit. And I really think it has to do with the cheese. I think we could do a better job with that. Or a honey mustard or something else that's a great dipping sauce for the pretzel.
Didn't they do a random pretzel like cream cheese in it or something like that?
They do. They have it at the launching day or launching pad.
Myka, what's yours?
Mine is the corn dog nuggets from Casey's Corn. The corn dogs, but I just want that cheese sauce kind of the same as the Mickey pretzel, like where it's different, like where they changed it. It's just not as good as it was.
It's just not as good.
It's not. So I just feel like that could definitely be refurbed.
My refurb is the Star Wars milks. I know it's not really a food so much,
It's a snack.
but like the blue milk and green milk, Disney's trying so hard to make a butterbeer. Those two are so iconic drinks for Star Wars fans, especially the blue milk. And unless you have alcohol in them, they don't taste good. And then you have to have alcohol before to make them taste good with alcohol. So,
And I hate that they're called milk when they're like a slushy. Like they're not really milk. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of, it throws you off.
Yeah, I think that's part of the marketing problem. Is like, who wants milk in a hot park?
and if
When
you
you're
want
sweating.
if you want the regular milk, you have to go into Oga's to get just regular blue milk. You can't. That's not the slush. Rachel, what's your refurb?
Pick a churro, because I just think that they're too boring.
Well, the ones at Disneyland are so much better.
Yeah, the Disneyland, they have all those options, but like, okay, you can only get like chocolate dipping sauce on so many things to like make it different. So I would pick a churro.
All right, destroy. Which snack will you get rid of, Terri?
Turkey leg.
Ka.
There's no reason anyone should walk around a theme park holding a turkey leg with skin and gristle and tendons, and there's just a time and place. It may be sitting down at a table, but
That's for the Renaissance Festival.
yeah, it's just it's drippy, it's messy. If you you walk by people, you always get struck by their turkey leg. It's just
And
it's a mess.
No one looks normal eating a turkey leg.
Yeah, there's no nice way to eat it.
Myka.
I'm sorry, Terry. Mickey pretzels. They could be gone, and I would never be sad about it. And because we don't get those when we're there. Not my
They're
son
boring.
does, but like they're boring, and you can get pretzels at any theme park. Like, I feel like it's one of those things that you can kind of go get a pretzel. It's not shaped like Mickey, but you can get a pretzel pretty much anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Anywhere. You can get it at a football game.
Mm-hmm.
My destroy, my first pick was a turkey leg. But churro. Like, I'm not a churro fan. So it's just like, don't get the whole hype of them. I don't get why Disneyland has 16 different flavors of them. And I don't like churros. Rachel.
Popcorn. I just think it's boring. I don't think it's that good.
And you can get it anywhere.
Right.
They need a reason to sell those buckets.
Yes.
Yeah, that are sitting in my basement.
Yeah, mine too. We just give them away now before we leave. 'Cause I hate packing them up.
Mine are sitting above somewhere in the house. No one
I mean,
looks
you
at
can
them.
go to the movies and get better popcorn, and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
All right. Keep, Terry.
Magic Kingdom spring rolls.
The
At the
cheeseburger
cart.
ones?
The cheeseburger spring rolls?
They had cheeseburger. What did they have last time? They were cheeseburger and maybe Philly steak and cheese last time we were there. I don't know. But whatever, they're always good.
Never had them.
They're so good.
They are good.
All right, Myka.
So I'm really torn between the two I have. My number one is Dole Whip, but I have a second one, but I'll wait till the end to tell you because I don't think this is going to be taken by anyone, but Dole Whip is my number one.
I almost put Dole Whip as my destroy.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's overhyped, but it wasn't like it's the turkey leg and the churros are more overhyped to me than Dole Whip, so I didn't. Mickey Bar, Mickey
Yes.
Premium. It's just going back to go to the classics. It's there. That's what I love, but that's it. So Rachel,
I like the Pongu Lumpia. How you pronounce that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's over. It's
at Pongu, right outside of Avatar.
It's a pineapple
cream cheese spring roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it, Night Blossom, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
The Night Blossom's amazing.
Yeah.
But I have
I get two cups so my kids can split one.
All right, last one is festivals. So we will be able to overlap on this one. So, Myka, what is your refurb for festivals?
My Refurb festival is Festival of the Holidays. I
Wow.
wish it was a little bit longer. So I wish it started closer to when like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party started. So you had a little bit more time to go to it. And Christmas is my favorite holiday. So I just wish we had more time to go to it. So I think everything else about it is great, where you can learn about how the different countries celebrate Christmas and what they do around Epcot. So I just wish they had it a little bit longer.
I can get behind that. That's one of my favorites. So, my refurb one is Flower and Garden. I feel like they have really gotten away from the Flower and Garden feel of it. Like they decorate the park, but they don't do the Flower and Garden tutorials or whatever workshops that they used to do. It's a beautiful time to be in the park. I feel like they're trying to make it more of a food and wine. That's my refurb. Rachel.
I would do Festival of the Arts. I think it should be longer. And I think they should do a little bit more interactive thing, like that wall paint by number wall thing. I absolutely love it. I think it's fun, but they should do something else so it's not as crowded.
I like that. Terri.
My refurb would be the Food and Wine Festival. And it's a personal refurb because I always go with my kids, so I could never really enjoy the wine. So my refurb is to go with no kids. So I can enjoy the wine.
Destroy, Myka.
Festival. It's my least favorite out
Which
of all
one?
the festivals. Food and Wine. It's my least favorite. I don't know. It's so long. I know this year they started it later than they have been, but it's so hot outside. I feel like a lot of the food choices they have are like really heavy for that time of year because it's just so hot outside. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the other festivals are so much better than Food and Wine. And I know everyone loves Food and Wine, but I don't know. It could go away.
So we have the same.
N-
Mainly,
Me too.
and it's because of the food. Like it's a great festival. It is too long. Why are you going to put soup in August in some of these food booths? Why are you going to put soup in Florida in general? It never gets cold enough for it. I like the drinking side of it, bringing the unique drinks from all the different countries, but they're not changing the food offerings every year. So you're getting the same thing from the same countries. And it's just like, okay. And at the end of the day, it's just a big bachelorette drinking weekend. So if you're there with your kids on a Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, you're going to have those idiots running around just they're completely smashed. And Rachel, you said your distro was also
Food and wine.
Food and wine, yeah.
I agree. It's just too long. It's just one big party. They keep the menus the same. So I agree with everything you said about it.
I do remember the first time I walked into that festival. It was our second trip, and you could like just smell the alcohol in the air, and I was just like, man, this isn't what I really want in Epcot. Yeah. So Terri, what's yours?
My destroy is the Festival of the Arts. A, because I've never been.
Because it's so short.
And B, it's so short. I was going to say it's the opposite of food and wine. It's so short. I just feel like, kind of like what Rachel was saying earlier, they almost don't celebrate anything. It's just kind of a placeholder between Christmas and spring.
Yeah, it's like
they put there, they call it arts, but they don't really celebrate anything. So.
And to get the Figment popcorn bucket.
Oh, yeah. Got to get that popcorn bucket out.
It's just so they don't have to move the food booths back.
Well, I also feel like it
2
just
weeks.
gets really crowded with all the art booths too. Like I feel like that takes up a lot of space at Epcot too, with all the different artists and stuff being there with their stuff. It just takes up a lot of space.
All right, so keeps, Myka.
Mine is Flower and Garden, mainly just because I think it's so pretty. Like with the topiaries and stuff like that. Like I just think it's one of the prettiest times to be in Epcot because of the topiaries and the decorations and stuff they do for it.
You know what they could do is really just combine Flower and Garden and farts.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
And do it a little transition.
Did you just call it farts?
Yeah.
You heard it called farts?
Like Flower and Garden and Arts?
No,
No,
it's Festival
Festival
of the
of
Arts.
Arts.
The Arts.
Yeah.
Farts.
I'm like, you're trying to combine
No, this has been a thing.
Flower and Garden and Arts.
It's Disney lingo on
Yeah.
like the on the Facebook pages and stuff.
Yeah, it's legit. So Festival of the Arts is my favorite. That's the one I'm going to keep. Bethany's an art major. She took like every art class there was, and when they first started doing it, there were so many cool interactive things. I do feel they've taken away since COVID on a lot of it. But I still like the idea that they're celebrating the artists. They used to have the big weekend Festival of the Masters at Disney Springs or Downtown Disney. So that brings this over here. So yeah, I'll keep farts. Rachel, do you want to keep farts?
I do. No, I want to Flower and Garden. The only thing I do like it. I think it's pretty. And I think it's amazing what they can do with those flowers. I just wish they would change up the topiaries. I feel like I've seen the same Kermit the Frog on a
Bicycle.
on a bike, and I just think they should just change them up a little bit more.
But then
I
I
would
have to
keep it.
spend money.
I'm Flower and Garden too. So I'll just piggyback on Rachel and Myka that it's pretty, just they could change it up a little bit more. But other than that, I just really, especially because when you go in March and I don't know how Pennsylvania is, but even North Carolina, everything's dead here. So when you fly down to Disney and there's a Flower and Garden Festival and there's butterflies around all the, pretty flowers that are blooming and things actually have color. It's just kind of like that, spring, summer is not that far away. Gives you a good feeling. So that's why I always like that one.
I do think Flower and Garden is the best that Epcot looks. Like when you walk in, it looks the best at that point. And when they start transitioning out of it, it's just like blah. But having the floating topiaries in the water, the big banks of flowers they have on the sides of the lagoons.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. It's beautiful. So that's our list. So that's going to do it for us today. We hope you enjoyed getting to know us a little bit and our likes and dislikes when it comes to Walt Disney World. Our next episode is going to be about the Disney Cruise Line. We're going to have one of our friends and agents, Siobhan, on to help talk about that and her experiences with the different islands and the different ships. But until then, if you want to get a hold of any of us, you can do so by going to our website at www.magicaltravel.com and just mention us in your free quote, and we'll get back with you, or any of our other agents. And if you have time, please just submit a review, like us, 5 stars, all that jazz, so we can get up there in the algorithms and share it when you see it. Until then, we'll see you on the next episode.